welcome to another episode of This Old Hooptie, where I take this piece of crap and make it into something a little more pretty, I hope. In today's episode, we're going to kind of zip through things because I had code enforcement calling on me. So I need to get the S10 out of the driveway and in the garage, and this one out of the garage. So to do that, I need to make something work for the gas tank crossmember, so that way this thing works. So right now it's on shop air. I've got to hook up the gas tank crossmember to the differential, so that way there's no wrap back and forth, and then I should be able to slap the bed on, and since that's a running, driving, registered, insured truck, I can put that back out in the driveway. And then next time I need to work on it, obviously I'm gonna have to do the old switcharoo again. So in the land of ghetto sketchy crap, I am slowly but surely establishing my dominance. Let's go. So you guys remember this? We were pretty much missing, you know, almost everything, or half was incorrect and a bunch of stuff was missing. So what I've done is I've ordered the bolts I need from Amazon, a bunch of stuff from the Home Depot. Now I'm gonna get this thing ready, and temporarily, what we're gonna do to make this thing work, this bracket here for right now is going to get bolted onto here with the two grade 8 bolts that I ordered that are over there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drill 2 holes in the top of this and put 2 more bolts in, and that should stabilize this thing, allowing it to hold on to that. Now I know what you're thinking, that's kind of sketchy, and yeah it is, because that's pretty thin metal, but it is temporary because the next time I pull this thing back in and out, I'm going to cut out that gas tank crossmember, and we're going to make a new gas tank crossmember, or possibly get one from, I think it's Infamous or Infamous, something like that. So I don't know what I'm doing with that yet. I may just use some scrap metal and make my own little thing there, but this is definitely not staying this way. But for now, it'll allow me to get the car running, or truck. It'll allow me to get that thing running and driving and do the old switcheroo. Let's keep going. All right, so the first part of this little dance is going to be getting the differential bracket connected to here. So I got to get all these bolts out, and then we can get the Y, and then we can deal with that part over there. So let's start with this. So of course we're going to have to take this thing back apart because I got to re-clean all this stuff. But good thing is, wasn't planning on doing that in the garage anyway. So there's another thing to do. So I picked up this snazzy little way of telling what size the bolts are. 5/16 18, that's the ones in here. And the ones that I originally had, for those of you who haven't been following along, are stock bolts for the differential. Since I need to add another almost 1/4 inch to this differential, I got bolts that are a 1/2 inch longer, and then I'm gonna add some lock washers to that. That'll do it. Bolts over there. I can see this is going to be fun. Get one of these bottom ones to fit right. I seriously can't make this stuff up. It's just too funny. Let me bring you in. Okay, let's go over the next piece of screwed up metal that I'm gonna have to fix. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. This does not fit around the differential. So on the differential cover here, there are these 2 little nipples almost right here on the outside of both sides. This differential bracket is not made to fit around those little pieces. So I'm actually gonna have to mark it off and basically cut out a piece of this steel here on both sides. This way I can make the bolt-on differential bracket fit the differential housing. Wow. I seriously could not make this stuff up if I tried. So far, I have had to cut and weld every single thing on this bolt-on kit. So, well, at least there's no welding on this one. Not that I mind, that's actually good practice. But, let's get that thing cut out so we can keep moving forward, because this is just nuts. All right, let's try this again with some ears cut out. I wonder if you guys are keeping track on how much stuff was done wrong on this kit. And I don't mean by me. Well, isn't that special? Alright, that's lined up. Let's get this into place. So I'm kind of keeping track as I go along. Anything that's actually missing, like lock washers, only regular washers were sent instead. So luckily all this stuff has to come back off so I can repaint everything and clean this out. So it's not really a huge deal in the grand scheme of things. But as long as I can get this hooked up and connected, that's what our goal is for today. Let's get this up in here. Does this actually fit? Oh, look at that. Almost. Yes, it does. Cool. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get a socket on there. That's going to be the next bit of a headache. Alright. Alright, so, and welcome to another issue. I cannot get a wrench in there at all, either the box end or any type of wrench or socket because of the spacing left on the differential. So, that ain't gonna work. Maybe we got a little bit more room on this side. Who knows? What I can tell you so far is that I have the courage to weld this stuff, and courage is dangerous, but I have every intention at some point of cutting all of this crap off and mounting some brackets to here, coming up through the bed floor, because this is just unreal. Like, I can't believe this is even sold. Now it's probably stuck in there for life. Okay, maybe not. But one down and one to go. And there's really not enough room in here for this. Let me try a smaller socket. See if I got something smaller. What I can tell you after all this fun is that I'm very familiar with this stuff at this point. I think we've become one. Like, we are one. And so I have every intention of pretty much making my own bag mount kit for the rear of this truck and doing something cool with a step notch. I think it's just going to be way better, safer, and more reliable than all of this stuff. I just don't see this as being good. I mean, if you sell something as bolt-on, it literally should bolt on. That's kind of in the name. But let's keep moving, right? Let's see if we can get this one on. Yee, that's pretty damn close. I don't know. Nope. No. I will strip the crap out of that. All right, so to get a socket with the space that they left in here, I would literally have to grind down the top of the differential. I seriously can't make this stuff up. Not that my word is in question, but just so you guys can see, there is absolutely no way to get this in here at all to screw in that nut. There is a lump right here on the back end of the differential. That's just not happening. So I'm gonna have to try and pinch this end as tight as I can, maybe with some locking pliers or something, and then spin that one. All right, so we don't waste any more time. I'm gonna click you guys back on when that's screwed in, and I'll just let you know how we do. All right, scratch that. I figured out a way to do it. We're gonna get the old channel locks. They fit in there, and that's gonna work. There she goes. All right, now we can make sure this is straight and get it hooked onto here. All right, as you can see, we're starting to lose light out, but we've got some marks over here. This is even with the marks. I made sure on this side, it's the same thing. We've got the vice grips clamping on our gas tank cross member. I'm gonna drill some holes for this one, and then I'm gonna do 2 on the top, and that should be a good temporary hold. All right, we're gonna drill our bolt holes here, and then a couple on top to lock things in. That should be a good enough temporary hold until I can fab up a gas tank cross member. I'll have to take the tank out, etc. Yeah. This one here is fine with code enforcement. It's running, driving, blah, blah, blah. So the S10 in the driveway, of course, is not painted. I just put the roll pan on there, so it's got an orange rear end, and the engine is sitting here in the garage next to this truck. So let's keep moving forward so we can get this thing with the bed back on and back out into the driveway. Come on. Okay, for those wondering, we're gonna do everything half-inch hardware, half-inch lock nut, washer, bolt, nut, yada, yada, yada. Let's get that drilled out. Alrighty. Now we're gonna go through the top. I'm gonna do 2 holes through the top here. Should give me enough. 1 would probably work just fine. Really just need it to not tip forward and backwards. We'll do 2. We're gonna do 2 through the top, and that'll hold temporarily, and then we should be good to go with this thing. Here. So I know where the back end of this is. All right. I'm running out of light here. All right, guys, so the way this works is in Florida, you get approximately 1 to 3 weeks of winter, which is not really a winter, and the mosquitoes then come back and try and kill you. So that's where we're at now. Let me get this garage door closed and try and get the bugs out of here. That way I can keep working. Be right back. All right, hopefully that works for you guys. Now I can finish this up without being eaten alive. All right, let me tighten this up. That way the last hole here is in the perfect place, and then we should be able to be good. I'll fill this thing up with shop air, and I think we're okay to put the bed back on temporarily. Let's keep going. That's gonna be a pretty change. It's time to make this thing shiny. All right, boys and girls, remember we said we're switching this thing to shiny. So when all is said and done and we get back to this thing, it's gonna get a nice silver flake paint job, or purple flake, who knows. For now, let's get this grill back on, and gotta find those sequential turn signals. I put them in a box. Oh, there they are. All right, these are gonna look awesome. Gonna go right in here like this, and like that. So, that's gonna be the new look on these things. Let me get this stuff assembled. For those of you who, like me, are replacing the grill, or these little plastic pieces in here, missing screws, bolts, etc., have rotted out, whatever. I'm gonna leave a link to this stuff in the description below. These are the little plastic inserts, or the nuts. These are the proper screws for here. There's actually a kit for the front end that includes all of the screws to put the grill, the lights, all this stuff back together. So I'll leave a link in the description down below for this stuff. If you need it, that's where you go and get it. Our new plastic nuts are in. Now we can get our lights into place. This new grill is pretty cool, super shiny. Fits about as good as can be expected. I mean, you could probably push it a little bit farther back, but it's aftermarket. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to be good enough for me. I need a new one of these, or polish up mine. Not really sure which way I'm going with that yet. Once this thing is in shine mode and the whole body shines, this is going to be pretty cool. Also got to get those new sequential turn signals in. This is working out pretty nicely. All right, quick game of garage Tetris. You guys know how this goes. We're gonna set up the engine hoist, hook up the one-man bed lift kit to that. I will flip the bed on top of the legs, lift that thing up. Why? For those of you who skipped past the part where I said, I got a letter from code enforcement. They don't want that unpainted truck in my driveway, so I need to pull it in the garage. We need to scuff that thing down and put it back together, get the engine back in it so it actually runs and drives. Then I can put it back in my driveway, which I'm completely understanding of. You know, property value's got to stay high. I have no problem with that. I'm going to show you something possibly later in this video, what I've done to remedy that. Pick myself up a little place where I don't have to worry about those things. More about that later. Let's keep going. Garage Tetris. Now's where this remote's going to come in handy. Thank you, garage floor winch, for doing your job. Code enforcement, as you can see, the beat up, soon to be one day lowrider, hot rod type thing is back in the garage, so no more complaints about that. That'll do it. No cars without engines in them, undrivable or inoperable, will be sitting out in the driveway. I'll move them back and forth, thanks to the garage floor winch. And the black Tahoe needs to be put in the driveway and not parked on the side of the road because I don't want that left permanently there. That car runs, drives, has AC, all that fun stuff. It just needs a bumper. So, for those keeping up, what that means is I need to do the work on this truck here. So we're going to do the body work and whatnot inside the engine bay, get that painted. I'll get the engine, the transmission back in here, build a transmission mount that actually works, and swap out the U-joint on the drive shaft because that was originally broken, causing vibrations. And then the drivetrain is perfect on here. It is a 2001 Tahoe drivetrain, front to back, except for the axle. And after that, we can get working on the body work on this thing, throw the license plate on here, it's registered, stick it back out in the driveway once the engine starts. Then we can get back on the OBS work because I'm not done. I want to have the bed floor be able to lift up and whatnot, so a lot of work there. But once the engine and transmission are back in this truck here, I can easily just drive it on the driveway, switch the cars around, and do what I want to do. So, I'm not mad. It is what it is. I can totally understand keeping the property values high. I just got to work around that, and let's get back to work. All right, guys, so we're still in wait mode. We're almost 3 weeks in on the waiting for replacement parts from airbagit.com. I'm guessing once they manufacture it and ship it out, we're probably looking at another maybe 3 weeks, possibly a month to get the rest of that stuff. So, in the meantime, we're going to work on the S10, get this thing body worked up, get the engine, transmission, and whatnot back into here. And I think that's where we're going to call this one a quits. So you guys know what to do. Like it if you like, don't if you don't. Subscribe to keep up with my latest shenanigans. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.